Howdy folks, it is 3 p.m. on a beautiful Friday afternoon and I have to record a sad video with a beer in my hand. This is the first time I'm drinking beer since my daughter's birthday in the summer. I'll cut right to the chase, folks. USS Liberty is for sale. And it hurts me to say this because I love this boat like a person. So what happened is, a week ago, the engine, which is 10, 11 years old, but very low hours, I expect maybe 500 hours, who knows. But it developed a knock. I took the engine to a good mechanic. He told me cylinder number 3 lost half of the compression and he suspects the knocking sound is from a rod bearing. And he told me to open all of this and rebuild. The cost is virtually the same as putting a brand new engine there. And I can afford to put a new engine here. But for a while already, I've been thinking about switching to a bass type of boat. Something more suitable for crappie fishing and bluegill fishing. You know what I do most. So I need a bass type of boat to be lower, closer to the water. I don't need a deep V with a windshield. I bought this boat, if you're thinking, why did you buy it in the first place? You crazy. I used to live in Chicago. I lived in Chicago for 20 years. I fished with this boat Lake Michigan in December in 33 degrees water temp in some scary waves. This is a deep V with the windshield that can take some big waves. Go check my salmon videos. I used to troll with this boat. I have quite a few videos catching salmon while trolling. I started the YouTube channel only carp fishing, then migrated to catfishing, then I started salmon fishing, and all of this in Chicago. This is why I bought this boat. I have never for a day regretted buying this boat. But now that the engine is bad, I don't want to put $6,500 in a new engine when I can use that money to go towards a different type of boat. So I want to sell this boat. I'll go all around and show you everything. But let me just start by saying every button in the boat and every function of this boat that it had when it was brand new still works. Everything that the boat had when it was brand new, bilge pump, lights there, horn, the night lights here, I still have them, the green and red on the front and the white for the back. Everything works. Let me go around now. I will say the price, the asking price at the end of the video. I'll show you the boat now, but you will have everything that you need, and I will give you the engine, which in my opinion is full of brand new parts. I'll talk more about the parts too. Ideally, you can find a used 60 horsepower engine, put it here, and then take my engine and you will have spare parts for free for the rest of your life. Because everything on that engine, propeller, lower unit, gears, a gearbox inside, starters, everything inside is brand new. And I have more spare parts that I will show you and I will give you also. But ideally you get a cheap body of the boat in perfect condition, cheap trailer in perfect condition, put a used engine and use my engine as spare parts. You have electronics, you have everything else. Let me start from here. The paint of the boat has plenty of scuffs. Here in Tennessee, you can just drive on plane and hit stuff floating because all of the lakes are dammed rivers and there is stuff floating, so you're never gonna have perfect paint here. So the paint has scuffs, but they are no scary. Like the aluminum is like scratched up, like you are afraid for the integrity of the hull. There is nothing scary. This is not even the paint. This is the sticker torn up. You're gonna have to, in the end, take my word for some of this stuff. The paint has only cosmetic scratches. Plenty of stickers everywhere from shops that I have used. And one of the reasons the hull is in such a perfect shape is I installed this thing, and I'm very proud of it. This very thick rubber, which I installed properly with silicone on top, so there is no water hitting here and here to peel it off. People don't install these things properly. Look how many years it's been. It hasn't even moved. So if you don't have a good ramp, like on Nickajack Dam, it's concrete, you can just pull the boat to the bank and just bank it on the concrete. No worries at all. Look at this. No worries. But little scuff marks, I mean, to me that's normal. But I want people to know the state of the paint. It's 10 years old. Cosmetically, yeah, you have plenty of scuffs from every possible angle, but nothing scary. This boat has never had a drop of water. All around the boat you will see my fingerprints, folks. Like, look at this. A few times I bumped the corners of the boat in the concrete because you know you always fish around some kind of concrete around these dams. Well, I said I don't like the aluminum hitting the concrete. That's not good. So I glued this thick silicone on top of the welds here. So if I bump the concrete, there is a softening, there is a cushion here, so it doesn't touch the welds of the boat. Same here. These are safety corners from my kids. I glued corners everywhere. Here, if you see, I have double rubber. I glued it here. If you're bumping when you're tying to the ramp, or you bump when you fish close to the concrete, you have double rubber. You have these things all around. On the trailer, on the back, these are brand new LED lights. The wiring is relatively new. Here for the trailer, you have the things with the pump on the bottom. This bracket is for my Talon. I'm not selling the Talon. I will take my bracket out of here to use it on the next boat. If you're wondering why did I put this block of wood here, I didn't like the aluminum screwed directly to other aluminum, and then you have vibration from transportation, or when you're fishing the wind is pushing you left and right. This puts tremendous amount of force on the hull. So I put this wood for two reasons. One, it distributes the pressure over a big part of the hull. So when you have flexing and twisting, the force is absorbed by a big part of the hull. Second part is the wood provides elasticity. Elasticity. The bolts don't come loose from vibration. If there is anything else, it provides elasticity, folks. So don't worry about this. It's 6 years old. It will stay like this forever because it's wrapped in polyurethane. You can remove the wood if you want. The engine is removed. The bolts are here. Let me show you the engine hardware. Everything is brand new because the engine was removed Wednesday. The engine was removed 48 hours ago. Nothing has rust. Everything looks brand new. Show you the connectors. Everything is brand new. Oh, before I forget to say, this boat has been in a garage 6 years in Chicago and 4 years in Tennessee. It has never slept outside of a garage, which is why the carpet looks so nice even though it's 10 years old. The floor looks nice. Everything looks nice. Look at this boat. Can you say it's 10 years old? Go check Catfish Dave's boat. Yeah, it's not brand new. It has signs of wear, but man, for the 10 years, I think it looks very nice. So find the used engine, just bolt it on. All of these things, just connect them. But the hull looks in structurally perfect condition to me. I would say structurally it's perfect. Cosmetically, of course, it's not. But structurally, it's perfect. Everything works. Bilge pump, just don't even ask me questions. Everything works. All lights on the trailer work. I have this light. I already replaced it once and I have another spare. So if this goes bad, I have a spare for it already. Here is how it looks again from this angle. See, the paint is really, other than scuffs, cosmetics, the paint is not that bad. The wheels are also, man, the wheels look brand new. I don't know what else to tell you. They don't have a scratch. Folks, this boat has never been off-road or in some shady conditions. Very nice ramps. I don't go and put in some creeks, you cannot get it out. Oh, before I forget, new bearings, new grease, new bushings, okay? The mechanic just replaced them. You can see this is fresh. The mechanic just replaced the bushings. There is no work needed on the trailer. Look, trailer is in perfect condition. I don't see rust on the trailer. The boat's rusted, interesting, but not the trailer. It's galvanized, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah. The tires are 1.5 years, but my God, look, they look brand new, tread-wise. But they are 1.5 years old. Steps, I mean, everything is like new, folks. Just a little bit looks faded colors. Lights work. I don't want to repeat everything 100 times. Oh, you also get my Bimini top. The Bimini top is right over here. Okay, it's right over here. It's just ready to bolt. I will bolt it on and give it to you bolted on. I just don't use it in the winter. But you just bolt it on here. That's it. There's nothing else. And it rests on these things. I put these things to rest the Bimini top. I don't want it rubbing on the paint. Let me finish the trailer and the boat. See the paint. I replaced one of the holes on the bottom that was plastic like this with a metal, but I think it's on the other side. But one time I hit it on the trailer and it kind of was bent, so I replaced it with a metal. The dealer replaced it, they put silicone. So the hole on the other side is actually stainless steel now, so very strong. I have high confidence that the hull, the integrity of the hull is good for another 20 years. You might need to change 2 more engines, but the hull of the boat is good for another 20 years, especially with this rubber over here. New jack too. The jack is 6 months old. Very nice, smooth, powerful jack, double wheel. Flexing, very important. The new boats, most of them don't come with flex tongue. But it saves so much, 2.5, 3 feet of space in my garage. Otherwise the boat would be touching the shelves. This here has a double locking. It locks here and it locks here. Double locking. So even if this belt breaks, this one would hold the boat. Now, very important, the trolling motor is not included. I could include it in the boat, but it would make the boat very expensive. But I want to take the trolling motor with the lithium batteries on my new boat. But if you really want it, the Garmin with 2 lithium batteries, not one but 2 that are inside here. They're inside over there. 2 lithium batteries would be extra 2,000. Trolling motor not included. If you want it, trolling motor and batteries, 2,000. This is the best I can do because I have to put the money towards a new one. The live scope will not be included, but I want to show you. I put here a very thick, like 1.5 inch platform of wood, which now gives you lots of extra space for mounting electronics. If you see this cable over there, this is where my cables run. I ran them over there in this PVC pipe, not in the floor. In the floor is cleaner. You would say, oh, this looks ugly. But it's so easy to pull in and out cables if you want to do modifications. Like I want to remove the live scope now. I'll just pull the cables out of there. You want to put new cables? You can just put the cables there. And they're not on the bottom. When it rains, they don't get wet. They're even under something like under a shelf or under a curtain. So they are not exposed to direct rain. So this works really good for me. I understand it's a little bit kind of out and not very aesthetic perhaps. But in terms of convenience and functionality, my God, is it easy to work with that. My rod holders, 5 on each side. They're built in here, epoxy, very hard. These 2 have to be cut so you can open the live well. Of course, the live well works. The aerator pump works. The filtration works. Everything works. I don't want to repeat. Everything in this boat works. Every little thing. This light over there, it works. All of the lights work. The horn works. Front light, everything works. I will even give you the starting battery, which let me show you. The starting battery says 325. I bought it in March this year. So you have a starting, the cables are disconnected obviously. I don't want anything to drain the battery, but it's a new battery. So everything works. Sorry for repeating. Let's talk about rod holders, because you can spend easily a few $100s on rod holders. In terms of bases already installed, you get 1 here, 1 there, 2. 1 here, 1 there, 4. And here you can put as many as you want. I will take 2 of these out of here because the way they are, you can use either these or these, but you cannot put rods here and here. They're too close to each other. The reason I mounted them like this is I want a choice. If I troll, I want the rods as far out as I can do it. But if I fish for carp, I use these 2. But I will take these 2 bases out for my new boat. But you're gonna get 8 bases. And I'll give you 4 rod holders. Okay, so if you want more, you can buy your own. And of course, the boat has the gunnel here. You can put as many as you want. By the way, these are not something cheap. This is 100 because you can unscrew the things here and you can move it left and right to adjust it. These are not cheap. Okay, so 8 rod holder bases and 4 rod holders. If I go inside the boat, you can actually see less than over here. The amount of space you get in this 16-foot boat is insane. Inside the cabin, it looks like a 18-19-foot boat. It's insane. Over there, I put a little step, which is made of steel. You see the little step? Because this step from the front of the boat to the back is like 2 feet tall. And when you're Jumping back here, you have to kind of like jump and stomp, and it scares the fish. So I put a little step there, so you can step from there to there to there, and it's kind of soft and quiet. Now let me show you here how many people can sit in this boat. Look at all of the bases on the floor. On the floor you have 4 bases, so theoretically it can sit 4 people. Theoretically. I can tell you that this boat is for 2 people. 2 people are so comfortable, so much space. Me and Richard G, or me and Realistic Fishing. So much space here. Nobody is getting in each other's way. But even one more person, and it's always in the other people's feet. So this boat for 2 people, very large, lots of space, very comfortable. Then there is another base here if somebody wants to sit here, if they fish from the back. Or I saw some people put here a table where they chop the cut bait. But there is a 5th base here, and there is a 6th base here on the front. So 6 bases, and check this out. I will give you everything that I have from the boat. You have 2 seats, no tears anywhere, no tears. And I will give you guys 2 brand new seats. Brand new seats. I never use them. I wanted, when I sell the boat, to put them in the boat so the boat looks brand new. So imagine putting these 2 brand new seats over here, the same color, or the gray and the blue over here in the boat. And you can use these for the front or for the back or for something else. That's up to you. But you have 4 seats, and you have extra base if you have to replace it. I buy spares for everything. And you have an extra pedestal. So you can put this pedestal on the front if you want. So you're gonna have 4 seats and 3 pedestals. You can run any combination you want. These rod holders here, if anybody says they're made of wood, when you touch them, you can pull the boat for these things. They're absolutely solid. This is 3 layers of polyurethane. The plastic on top of the wood is this thick. It will get yellow, but you can fish with it forever. There is no need to buy expensive aluminum stuff. Oh, right. Oh my God, how did I forget? Here are the 2 anchors, by the way. I will give you 2 20-pound anchors, but no rope. You put your own rope, whatever rope you have. Every 5 years, I replace the bunks on my trailer. People tell me you can go 10. I don't want some broken bunk on the middle of the road. I have a phobia. I replace everything preventatively. These bunks, let me tell you, I was just about to replace them. It's up to you if you want to replace them. You can knock on these with a screwdriver. The wood is still hard and solid. And I'll tell you why it is. Look here. This wood is triple covered with polyurethane. Before I put the bunks on the boat, I triple cover them with polyurethane, so they're kind of wrapped with plastic. And then over here, I have double carpet. So first I put 1 layer of carpet, and then I wrap it with 2nd carpet. It feels amazing when you load my boat on the trailer with these bunks. These bunks with all of the parts probably cost $200 to $250 each. I'll give you the spare bunks. You can put them right away, or you can inspect these and put them later. But these bunks are amazing. You cannot buy these anywhere. With the polyurethane and the double carpet, this is marine grade carpet, not the cheap carpet. Also, brand new boat cover. Bought it, never used it once. Okay, let's talk about price, but remember this, I will put in the comments if I forgot something in the video, because I probably forgot. Let me tell you the price. It includes the boat, the trailer, it includes 10-inch Humminbird. 10-inch Humminbird HELIX10. Yeah, that's a HELIX10. I will take my memory cards though. You cannot see my fishing spots. But you have a beautiful screen with mapping and side imaging. The Bimini top and all of the rod holders, everything else that I showed you. There is so much stuff that I didn't show you inside the boat, but little things like there is another cup holder here with 3 cups I put here. Look at these things. I put them on top of this so I keep my lures. The other one has my wallet usually. I have so many convenience features in this boat. And the current engine that needs work. Don't plan on rebuilding that engine unless you are an actual mechanic. You have to find a new or used engine to put here. Or you can just put a kicker and fish with the trolling motor. That's up to you. I mean, ideally, if you can find a used 60 horsepower engine, the same like mine, and then you have spare parts for the rest of your life, that would be like an ideal situation, absolutely ideal scenario. The Talon is not included, the trolling motor is not included, and the live scope is not included. But the asking price for this package is $7,000. I don't know if this seems like a lot or a little for you, but let me tell you, this exact configuration with a 60 horsepower engine currently costs $25,900, and there is no haggle. So this boat is almost $26,000 before sales tax. And I don't care where you live, you're gonna have to pay sales tax. So ideally, you get the boat for $7,000. For $3,000, you put a used engine. And from my engine, you either keep it for spare parts or you can sell it on parts if you're handy and disassemble the whole thing. And you can get maybe $1,000, maybe even $1,500 and get some of your money back. But the hull and the trailer, I can tell you, all of the wiring inside the boat, nothing needs to be rewired. You get a brand new starting battery, but no lithium batteries. But yeah, this is the price, folks. Sad news for me to suffer such a financial loss just before Thanksgiving. But hopefully the boat finds a nice owner, maybe some young guy who has more energy than me. He can take this boat, he knows where it came from and he will appreciate it. I will put some money together and buy a new tracker boat. I'm still gonna buy a tracker. I'm not gonna buy these fancy boats. I'm very happy with the tracker. But it will be some sort of bass boat, something more suitable for bluegill and crappie fishing. That's it, folks. Sorry for the long video, but I want to find a good match. I want somebody to be happy with this boat the way I was. Happy Thanksgiving.